name is Fattini and I'm from South Africa, and this is my 4th time at Spirit Vine.
And I'm Gavin, and I'm obviously also from South Africa, and we're married. This is my 3rd retreat at Spirit Vine. For me, ayahuasca has always been very hard, and I was pretty sure I wasn't coming back again after the 2nd retreat. In fact, after the 1st retreat, I was pretty sure I wasn't coming back. But in the last year or so, I've kind of felt myself being more open to possibilities and ready to explore a bit deeper. So it was actually my decision to come back this 3rd time for me. And it has been quite a different experience. It's similar in some ways. It's still been quite hard, but different in that whereas before I struggled to get ayahuasca to do anything for me, or it seemed like that, and I was just getting frustrated and irritable. This time it's been pretty strong. I've even had some incredible visions, which are fun, but I don't think they're the main part of it. I've had tremendous insight about who I am and where I sit in the world, and what my impact is, how I perceive myself, and how I think others perceive me. It really is a crash course in one's own psyche. There can't be a quicker way to get into it than this. In the interim period, I've been discovering particularly that I like people more than I thought I did. I think that's one of the big things. I'm really enjoying social interaction tremendously, and I think it's very good for me. I feel, I suppose, more secure about who I am.
Mm-hmm. So I've just finished a 9-day retreat at Spirit Vine, and for me, my lesson with ayahuasca this time was self-obsession, and I saw how self-obsessed I and our society can be, and how we should really take time to see how other people are feeling, and check in with other people's realities, and our needs are not the most important thing in the world. And that was done in the most beautiful, gentle way by Sylvia, and the most clever, amazing way by ayahuasca. For me, it is a place that I would want to return to again and again and again and again, because it is life lessons that you cannot get. I've never experienced that you can get anywhere else, not in this concentrated form. So this is my 4th time coming here after a period of since 2012, and now it's 2018. So this place keeps calling me back, because every time I come here, the lessons I have, the things I learn are always deeper and deeper and deeper. And what struck me most on this retreat, that I went back to a traumatic situation that happened to me that I dealt with in the previous retreat, which was 2.5 years ago. And thinking back on that traumatic experience, I discovered that I don't experience it as traumatic anymore. And that means that in the previous retreat, when I healed it, it actually rewired my perception of the experience. It's so healing that you don't even remember you had the problem, that you feel that the problem never existed. The workshops that Sylvia gives, it's great for the Western mind, because we understand how to think in our heads and how to go through processes in our heads, and it takes the heart experience of ayahuasca, and the workshop tries to make you connect your head with your heart through that, and I find that unbelievably beneficial. Otherwise you could have just had this amazing, incredible, almost sometimes confusing, potentially psychedelic experience that gives you messages that you can't integrate into your life. And that's a huge thing that you have to be able to do, because you can come away for 10 days, things can be great while you're in this little bubble, and then you go home, and how do you integrate what ayahuasca's shown you? And the workshops help you do that on a very practical level. They help you heal your wounds on a very practical level, with a very skilled psychotherapist. Sylvia is a very, very incredibly skilled psychotherapist and understands especially what Western minds need, that kind of, we're easily wounded. We're easily wounded as children, and so that's for me like part of the whole supportive package that happens here at Spirit Vine.
It's not just the beautiful environment, and it's not just the way that Sylvia and Rohan hold the space. It really is the whole package, down to every tiny detail that's been so carefully thought about. The food is incredible, and in spite of there being 16 or 17 participants from completely different backgrounds, different nationalities, everybody feels incredibly safe with one another, safe to spill their heart, and that's quite a magical thing, really. For me, ayahuasca is hard. It's not easy, and it can take you places that are can be pretty stressful to one's psyche. So I cannot imagine taking ayahuasca in any environment that doesn't hold this kind of safety and security.
You did. So can you speak a bit about that?
Yes. Okay, so I can't imagine it. I cannot imagine taking ayahuasca in any other environment again. Having had that experience where it felt like we'd just gone off to drink this stuff to have some kind of a psychedelic experience, and there was no debrief, there was no working through the issues that came up in one's mind in the process, and it just filled me with repulsion, literally. I don't want to engage in anything that vaguely resembles that again.
The ones we did it in South Africa, people drunk ayahuasca, and then the lady walks in and she says, "Oh, I forgot to tell you that the recycling is in that rubbish bin, and you're busy going through your process," and she's talking about where to put the recycling, and then there was a couple there, and they just met and they were kissing, and it was such a confused, completely unstable place where you just thought, what is going on here? There's all this confused energy where there's supposed to be a still space where there's a facilitator that holds a space carefully and is very clear on boundaries without making them harsh rules. You feel that the boundaries are there to support you. They're not rules there to restrict you. And which is it's a subtle difference, but it's a huge difference when you're experiencing it. And when you experience ceremonies or when you experience retreats where there are no boundaries, it's very, very, very unsettling. So, it's a long way to come. But I've been here 4 times, and there's a reason for that. The place is very beautifully built. The rooms are lovely. The ceremony room is magical. The dining room is incredible. The staff are so considerate and really, really respectful. The grounds are incredibly kept. Everything is just thought of really, really, it's deep. It's not only thought of, it's lovingly done. You feel the love in the place, that it's done with love and care. It's really quite, it's a little treasure, this place. It's like a little gem that's like, I can't believe I found it.